Breaking news coming in here onto headlines today. There could be relief for the Aam Aadmi soon. After putting a cap on 6 subsidized LPG cylinders per year, the Congress is now mulling for the option of increasing that cap. Now, that has been a universal demand. 6 is not a median that you should take. 6 is not an average that you should take. Sources are telling us that instead of 6, now you could be looking at 9 subsidized cylinder per year. That would be a huge relief considering the fact that the non-subsidized cylinder is touching 1,000 per cylinder. The decision to that effect is likely to be taken after elections in 2 crucial states of Himachal and Gujarat. So don't expect that good news to come in immediately, but that surely is music to a lot of ears of the Aam Aadmi, the common man who has been reeling under price rise and would obviously be hit severely as and when that cap is going to be put. And of course, a lot of households say that 6 is a figure that you can't just track because 6 is far too less. Obviously, the government is now having second thoughts whether that figure of 6 was actually a wise figure, arithmetically well calculated figure. Was it actually a national average? That is being thought about, and that is what the latest that we are getting, that the government might reconsider its cap. Karthikeya now joins us for more on this story. Karthikeya, it doesn't take a political scientist or it doesn't take an economist to understand that an average of 6, the cap of 6 didn't make any sense. It's no sort of an average.
You see, the government didn't go by the quotient of personal comfort on part of middle class, or it didn't go by the quotient of whether how much discomfort it will create. It just went by a survey whereby they felt that only 6 cylinders are suffice. Now my sources are telling me the subsidy, once the elections in Himachal Pradesh and Gujarat are over, will be recapped at 9 instead of 6. But let me tell you, the original survey which was done for the CC, even for the Cabinet Committee for Political Affairs, was an indicative one. It was not a definitive one. The government actually took a decision on profit and loss basis as to why companies were making losses. So in order to increase the profitability, they capped it at 6. So this time around, I think they will have to look beyond the profit and loss system and think about people, because you see, the government can suffer to sustain certain losses. But if you impose a blanket rule whereby poor people are supposed to pay the market price after 6, then it creates a problem. And then what about family of 6? How can you compare family of 4 with family of 7? This is an issue which has gone down to the each and every household and has become part of everyday breakfast debate.
Yes. And just take us through exactly when do we see any more indications, or will we even see these indications now coming in clearly after the elections? Why not now? Is there any significant compulsion? They can't do it as of now?
Yes, there is a significant compulsion. They cannot do it as of now because code of conduct is in Gujarat and Himachal. Any political party can go to election commission and say that the Congress is trying to influence the final outcome of the electorate, and they might. And it might not only affect them politically, but it can also affect them legally. That is why, as my sources said, that this was a decision which was taken up at the highest sessions of the Prime Minister's office. But Pulak Chatterjee, the principal secretary of the Prime Minister, advised the PM that it would be very unwise on part of the government to seek an opinion from EC before going through with this proposal. Because suppose tomorrow EC would have said that Mr. Prime Minister or Prime Minister office, I don't think this is feasible or allowed under the law. Then the Congress would have been completely red-faced. So I think they'll have to wait for the time for the elections to get over and then take into action.
Well, Karthikeya, it would have been much more politically wise to have made that decision immediately before the code of conduct had actually kicked in, because I don't know what sort of survey have they conducted that showed 6 is the average number of cylinders consumed by an Indian household. Any random survey, ask any person, will tell you otherwise. Clearly, the government having second thoughts about that cap of 6, looking at a cap of 9. That's a demand that the NCP also has been making in Mumbai. So obviously, even allies giving it a very, very hard time.